Hello. Welcome. This is Samir. I'm back here with one more Facebook Live, one more video in series of videos that I'm doing to teach and train how to build marketing messenger bots. So I'm back here with one more session. We will continue where we left off in the last video. So if you're joining me live, say hello. Type in hello in the comment if you can. If you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and type them in the comment. If you're joining the replay, say hello. And same thing, if you have any questions, go ahead and type them. What we have been doing in past few videos is we have been looking at something called growth tools. Those are the mechanisms through which we increase the subscription, the bot subscription. I have said earlier, messenger bots are very much like newsletters. We have subscribers and we can only send messages to subscribers. So the first aim is, after having built the bot, your first goal should be to drive people to the bot and have them subscribe to your bot. And that's what we have been looking at, and specifically in recent couple of videos we have been focusing on something called comment growth tool. So one of the ways to drive people to the messenger bot is through Facebook comments on the posts on your fan page. So that's what we have been working on, and we have been trying to test it, and we ran into some problems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to the screen sharing mode, and I'm going to show you where we left off. So what we did was, okay, let me go back to the ManyChat interface. So I'm going to increase the screen size here. Just a repetition, this is Samir. I am with Chatbot Marketing Center. I build marketing messenger bots, and I teach how to build marketing messenger bots. So here is the ManyChat interface. We have been using this tool called manychat.com to build our bot, and if you go into the tool, if you log in, on the left hand side is the navigation. And in the navigation, you go to growth tools. Now I haven't saved something, so it's prompting me that make sure you save. So I'm going to save my changes. Not broadcast, growth tools. And this is the tool that you've been working on. It'll list all the growth tools that you have built. So the way the comment growth tool works, I'm going to go through a very short catch up, just for the benefit of someone who is watching replay or just have randomly started looking at this. Of course, if things are not clear, ask me questions. There will be some context. I'll be referring to past videos all the time and things like that. So if something is not clear, please ask me questions in the comment. So you have to basically pick a post, right? A post from your fan page, business page, because comments can only be made to something that has been posted on the wall. And it doesn't work with the group, it doesn't work with the personal profile, it only works with the fan page. And I kind of talked a little bit about the strain that you might feel when I talk about that. If you've been an experienced Facebook user, you might have some dilemma about that. And I'm totally open to kind of discussing that and showing you that this can still be useful. Anyway, so you pick the post that I have picked already here. You can decide you want to work with the first level comments or the deeper comments. On Facebook, comments are nested, means there are multiple levels. I think there are 2 levels. So you can choose to simplify. We pick the top level. The way comment growth tool works is people comment to your post, and as soon as they comment, the messenger app fires, the bot starts the conversation. So you can set the time delay. You can have the messenger app fire immediately, or you can have it fire after a few seconds. We set immediately. You can filter the comments based on certain keywords. So these two options help you do that. You can exclude certain comment. You can work with inclusion or exclusion. We are not using that. We want to test with any comment. Then I go next and I set up the first response. That's called auto response. That's the first response the messenger bot sends. People have to react to that first response, so make sure you build your first response in a way that prompts user to take action. It says, can I help you with something? Just write down a reply and I'll get in touch with you soon. So we are trying to prompt user to write down a reply. We looked at the cautionary notes here, and I'm going to quickly move to the actual testing for now. And then you can select what do you want to do once the user responds to the auto response. It's like it can be confusing. Perhaps I will see in future videos I can show you the flow chart kind of that what happens, so that at least visually initially you have a better picture of what I'm talking about. The idea is I'm going to actually show you things in action so that it is more helpful even than a flow chart. But if you think that I'm blabbering, it doesn't make sense visually at higher level, then let me know, and then I can come up with a visual aid. So anyways, the chain of events is people comment on your post, messenger window pops up. In messenger window, as soon as the messenger window pops up, you see the auto response. The second tab, they see this message which is trying to prompt them to respond. If they don't respond, then that's the end of the story. They can't become subscribers, and certain percentage of visitors will not respond. So that may happen. That may be, that is a likely scenario. With the idea is to try to minimize that. Now let's say if they do respond to auto response, right? They do kind of type in something. They means the visitor who are trying to interact with the bot. If they type in something, or they type in something, right? Because that's the only thing in our auto response where you're saying, hey, let me know what you want help with. So if they type in something, then there are three possibilities. Either you don't do anything once they type in something, which is not necessarily a good idea for the most part, or you can you have other two choices where you can send reply to everyone, like send message to everyone who responds to auto response, or only send to user who respond to auto response using a keyword. Anyway, so I think I should just jump into the actual scenario, so that will be helpful. So yesterday what we did was, now it's turned on, it's active, saved, and this is what was happening. Now I'm switching over to my Facebook page. So this was the post. I told you that you need to switch. By default, you'll be logged in as the page name. You want to switch to the personal profile. So Samir is my personal profile. Testbot is the page. I switched here on the bottom right corner. You can use that. Bottom right corner, you will have a drop down on your post where you can switch to your personal profile. So that's what I did. I wrote a comment. I expect to see messenger window here. The messenger window did appear. The auto response did appear. And then what I did was I said hi, right? I said hi yesterday, and then we were stuck. And that's where I ended the video. Now, after a couple of minutes, actually, the bot did respond, which is kind of bad in a way, but that's common. Sometimes the bot will take time to respond, and you will have to have certain amount of patience here, because this is the new technology. It can be very frustrating at times, because that's what will happen. It will take a while to respond. It's overall things are getting better, but that's the reality. And I know it is not the best thing for user experience, but you are limited in some ways when those things happen. There are bugs that appear. I mean, that's very common with any new technology, new platform. So just kind of wanted to throw that out there. What happened was, after a while, the bot responded with hi. Now I was expecting the opt-in message, right? But bot responded with hi. Now, if you have been following me, you would know that what happened, but I will explain anyways. I have a rule set up in this bot where if the user says hi, I have taught the bot to respond with hi. And basically there was a conflict, right? Like two conditions were met. The one condition was that the user responded to the auto response from comment growth tool. That would have led to the opt-in message, this one, right? The opt-in message here. But then at the same time, there was this rule, and hopefully let me show you the rule. It's under automation. You go to automation and then you go to keywords. On the left navigation, automation, submenu, go to keywords, and the last rule, if the message is hi, if user types in hi, send message hi, right? That's the rule. So there was a conflict. The two conditions were met, and I don't know, this is the first time I have experienced that, unfortunately. So this is what I noticed, that the keyword rule took the priority, right? And that's the one that got fired. So that's something good to know. I learned something new. I don't know whether that's a predictable deterministic result, whether I can expect that to happen each time such conflict happens. I don't know, but this is what happened. So in reality, I should have typed something other than hi for testing purposes, right? So that's so we already have a new post. Like I said, whenever you want to test comment growth tool, always have a fresh post. Don't try to test on a post where you already commented. So here is the new post. So what we will do is we will try this again. So first, what's happening is I'm going to go back. I'm on the ManyChat here. I'm going to go back to the comments growth tool, and I'm going to change the post. Okay, because I don't want to test the same post, right? That's what I just said. I want to change this to new post, but as you can see, the change post is grayed out. It's not visible. Why? Because it won't let you change the post when the tool is active. So we have to first disable the tool. So I went to the top right corner and I changed to the draft mode. I changed that. So as soon as I did that, you see the change post is active, it's clickable. I'm going to go click on the change post, and I'm going to select, as you can see here, it picked up 2 posts on the page, because there are only 2 posts on the fan page, testbot fan page, and it shows the previous one selected because that's what we were testing. Now I'm going to go ahead and select the new one, clicked on that blue select button. I come back here, I confirm that the selected post is explicit, that this page is going to contact users who comment via Messenger. Make sure that in your post you explicitly talk about that, right? That you'll be contacted by Messenger. I think I did that. If I go back here, did I do that? This is the second iteration of testing Facebook comment growth tool. I'll be trying a keyword at this time in initial reply. I did not actually. So it's okay. I'm not going to change that. You should do that. That's kind of a preferred practice in a way. So you should remember that. This is testing, so I'm going to go ahead and anyways do that. The idea is that improving the user experience. You should not be tricking visitors into something, right? I mean, you are just typing and all of a sudden a tool pops up. So that's annoying, right? Like, why is this happening? So make sure you set the expectations clearly upfront and that's what it's talking about. So I changed the post. I'm going to save it. Going to save that. I'm going to go to the next. I'm still not filtering for this testing. I'm not going to filter the comments. You can imagine as if I'm trying the initial test again. I'm restarting the initial test. So here I'm keeping, it's the same auto response. I go next, and I'm going to send. I'm going to select send to everyone who replies. I want to send this opt-in message to everyone who replies, and I think it's all set. It's saved. I'm going to activate this widget, this tool. So it's all ready and all set and ready to go. So I'm back here. I'm here in the on my page. As I have mentioned earlier, I will be switching as the personal profile, you, and not the test bot. You'll see your personal profile picture here that confirms that it's switched now. I'm going to click on the comment, and then I will try and not fire the keyword rules, right? So I'll not mention start, stop, or hide. I'll say something else. Testing the comment growth tool. Remember, we have set the tool to fire to everyone who replies with any comment. Okay, so I expect the tool to become active. So there you go. The messenger tool became active. If the window is closed, it will open. I was going to do that, but I didn't do that. But hopefully you see that. You'll see this red notification that shows that the window has become active now. This is the auto response right here. If you go back, go to the auto response. Hey, first name, can I help you with something? Just write down a reply and I'll get in touch with you soon. Hey Samir, can I help you with something? Just write down a reply and I'll get in touch soon. So that's there. I'm not going to say hi, right? I'm sorry, I talked about not firing the keyword tool when I was writing comment to post. I meant to talk while writing the response to the auto response, right? Like I'm hoping you can see all of that in action now. If it's not clear, just type in here the comment of this live video or replay a video comment, and then I can talk more about your question. So here I should not say hi, I should not say start, stop, because then there will be a conflict. So in real world, when you have a large user base, the conflicts will happen, right? So it's good to know how the tool behaves when conflict do happen. It may or may not be helpful, and you may not be avoid all of that, but that's something good to keep in mind. So I'm going to say testing. Okay, so I just said testing, and there you go. It responded with something, but again, it's not the expected response. I expected it to respond with the opt-in message, and for some reason it just doesn't want to respond with opt-in message. It responded with default reply. Okay, so this is not the opt-in message. So the response I got when I tried to engage the bot through comment tool is test bot typically replies in 1 day. If you want to ask something, just press the talk to human button. Okay, so something is going on. I was expecting it to say, welcome Samir, thank you for subscribing, can I use this chat to deliver what I promised? So this is in a way kind of, this is intentional, right? Because I don't want to, as much as I can, I don't want to script or rehearse things, because that way you will be able to relate when you really go through these steps. That's the whole idea. But at the same time, it can be frustrating. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about that. The idea is to now figure out what's going on and what to do next. So why did the bot respond with this message? Where does this message come from? Well, if you want to answer that question, go ahead and answer in the comment, but I am going to answer for you because I don't even know whether it makes sense for you to answer or not yet. So the question is, where did this message come from, right? So let's go back. What are the possibilities? What are different ways the bot can respond, right? You have to think like, what are the different ways the bot can respond? So one is definitely the keyword rules, which we just saw. If you go to automation, and if you look at the keywords, then these are the keyword rules. The bot can respond to something user types in Messenger using if the keyword rules are fired, right? That's what I'm talking about. If one of the keyword rule fires, then the bot can respond. But we know that we only have 3 keyword rules: start or subscribe, stop or unsubscribe, and hi, right? And that's not, I typed in, I said testing. So I know for sure that it's not the keyword rule that was activated. So what are the other things that, what are the other ways the bot can respond, right? What I'm seeing is when you type something, if the bot responds, which mechanism could have triggered that response? That's what I'm looking for. So one mechanism is keyword rules, and we just ruled out that that's not the case. The other mechanism is default reply. Okay, so let's go here and check the default reply. So what is a default reply? The default reply is the reply that bot sends out when it does not understand, when it doesn't know what else to respond with, right? So if the keyword rule matches, then it will first respond with whatever message you have set using the keyword rule. But we know that keyword rule did not get fired here. So that's when the bot responds with default reply. So maybe there's a help here. We can hover over that. So one good thing is that when you hover over like a help symbol, it just pops up a video for you. So that's very handy. You can start watching the training, but I'm going to read what it says. Default reply is sent when the bot doesn't know what to answer. The ID no, I think there's a typo, they meant IE, no keyword matches. So that's the key. If keyword rule matches, when user types in something, if keyword rule matches, the bot will respond with the keyword rule. If not, then it will respond with default reply. Tell your users that they can ask about what keywords you set up, or provide them with a menu by sending a message with buttons. Sends only once in 24 hours. So this is, okay, so I think it was not very clear, so I'm going to read it one more time. Tell your users what they can ask about, or provide them with a menu by sending a message with buttons. So all it's saying is, what should you say in default reply? So remember the context. The default reply was fired because bot could not do any better. No keyword rule matched. So it's kind of bot's response of saying that, hey, I don't know what you are looking for, but if you tell me more, I can help you, right? So that's what you should kind of, that's how you should word your default reply. It should say something like, hey, I did not understand that. What do you need? Is there a way I can help you further? And then it's suggesting that give them buttons to click. Give them a menu, give them choices, give them a list of choices. So this is the default reply that ManyChat prepares for you, and you can change it, of course, but I think this is the default that it has. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty confident it is the default reply. So it says testbot typically replies in 1 day. So it's kind of setting the expectation that, although it is very confusing, right? For a new user, this can be very confusing because on one hand, the bot did respond using auto response, because that's how the key comment growth tool works. So then user might feel that, okay, the bot is actually sending messages, but now when user types in something, bot is saying bot typically replies in 1 day. So that's not the great user experience. So you can change the default reply. You can say something else, and that's what I'm highlighting. But then it's saying that, if you want to ask something, just press talk to human button. And what happens is when they press talk to human button, it's like we can set up the downstream chain of events. What do you want to happen when they press talk to human button? You might want to send a notification to human in the form of messenger message or email, that, hey, someone on your messenger wants to interact with a human, right? Because I think it's very crucial if you're a business owner, if you have a Facebook fan page, it's like you want to make sure you answer the visitors' questions as soon as you can, because I think there's some data that if you respond in time, then it increases their engagement, their trust, and then their likelihood of buying from you. So it is very important that you give them the option of talking to human to improve the user experience, and then you kind of set up a notification mechanism where a real human is notified as soon as this happens, and then if it makes sense, the real human is able to jump on to Messenger and kind of take over the conversation. So hopefully it makes sense. My kids are screaming in the background. There are kids in the household. Hopefully that's not interfering too much. Anyway, so now we found the source. Also make sure when you check the default reply that it's enabled, right? Because if you disable it, then it will not fire. If it's enabled, then of course it'll work. Now this is making it a bit more convoluted, in the sense that still, so this conflict will always be there, right? Like if the user, whenever user types in something, if you use this setting so I'm going to go back to growth tools. I'm going to go back to the comment growth tool. So I'm going to go to the third tab. So in the third tab, basically we said send to everyone who replies. We want to send what? We're talking about opt-in message, right? We are talking about opt-in message. Send opt-in message to everyone who replies. So as you can imagine, if you do this, there will always be a conflict with default reply. Like no matter what they type, not always, but there can be conflict if there will always be conflict with either the keyword rule or the default reply. As you saw, like when I tried to test it first attempt, we had a conflict with keyword rule. When I said hi, the bot responded with here, right? I'm just kind of trying to scroll up here. The comment tool triggered, Messenger app fired. It gave me the auto response, which comes from comment growth tool. So I know the comment growth tool triggered, it started working. But then when I said hi, rather than sending me the opt-in message, which I would have expected from the comment tool, it had a conflict with keyword tool, and it responded with the keyword tool. Now to resolve that conflict, I avoided using the keyword, and now it responded with default reply. So this kind of, hopefully, I mean, if you're learning this into the nitty-gritty of this, hopefully this is helpful, because I did not know all of these things, and still, I mean, I'm just discovering many of the things as I teach. That's the whole idea, that I may be knowing a little bit more. There are still many things that I need to learn, and this is my way of kind of learning more while trying to help you. So anyways, I think I'm at the top of the half-an-hour mark. I'm going to stop here, pause, and let you kind of digest if you have been following. So we are trying to test comment growth tool, and we are running into situations where we are running into conflicts with keyword rules, conflict with default reply. And so what we will do is we will kind of try to resolve this conflict in the next video. So again, if you caught me even for a few seconds, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. I don't take your visit, your interest, your time as granted. So thank you so much for that. If you caught me during, if you caught this on replay, type 2, say hello and ask me questions. Otherwise, thank you so much for your time, your interest, and I will be back tomorrow with one more video and continue the conversation. So thank you so much and have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye.